All right, today we're jumping into something that is completely changing the game for branding, AI. We're going to walk through exactly how you can become an AI persona architect. And what that means is you'll be able to build a really powerful, super consistent brand avatar that does the work for you across, well, every single place you show up online. Let's get into it.
So, let me ask you a quick question. Does your brand on Instagram sound a little different from your brand on LinkedIn? And does that sound different from your emails? You know, it's a massive challenge for pretty much every creator and marketer out there. And that inconsistency, it really weakens your message. But what if you could guarantee a perfectly unified voice everywhere, all the time?
Here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to define what an AI digital twin even is. Then we'll talk about architecting your strategy, building out an essential brand kit, and then the fun part, seeing how to bring that persona to life with actual content. And to wrap it all up, I'm going to give you a 4-week roadmap so you can make it all happen yourself. Okay, let's dive right into this core idea. And forget just using AI to design a logo or something simple. We are talking about crafting a complete brand personality. An AI that can basically think, speak, and even evolve just like a human team member would, making sure your brand's true essence is perfectly captured in everything it touches.
The best way to think about your AI brand avatar is as your brand's digital twin. Seriously, it's this super faithful representation that just gets it. It gets your mission, your values, your unique personality. And its entire purpose is to make sure every single piece of content it helps you create sounds and feels authentically you.
So, what's actually inside this digital brain? Well, it really boils down to 4 key things. First, you've got your visuals. The colors and fonts that people recognize in a split second. Then there's your messaging. These are the core ideas you're always trying to get across. Third, your voice. This is all about how you say it. Are you witty, super formal, fun and casual? And finally, your personality. These are those human-like traits, like being innovative or trustworthy, that really build that emotional connection.
So you've got all the components, right? But just having the pieces of the puzzle isn't enough. You need a rock-solid strategy behind them. This is the why that's going to drive every single move your AI avatar makes. Before you even think about generating a single social media post, you have to define what success looks like. I mean, what's your goal here? Is it brand awareness? Are you trying to get leads? Or maybe this avatar is all about customer support. Each one of those goals needs a totally different approach and, frankly, different training for your AI. And believe me, that strategy-driven consistency, it matters a lot. The numbers are crystal clear on this. Brands that keep things consistent are 3 to 4 times more likely to get noticed. That is a huge advantage in today's super crowded market. And it's not just about being seen, it's about your bottom line. That same consistency can lead to a revenue boost of up to 23%. So why is that? Well, it's simple. Consistency builds trust. When your customers know exactly what to expect from you every single time, they are just way more likely to buy. This really proves that getting your brand's voice and visuals aligned isn't just some fluffy design exercise. It's a core business strategy. Okay, so how do we actually do all this? We build an AI brand kit. This is probably the most important asset you're going to create. Just think of it like the DNA of your brand, the complete instruction manual that teaches any AI tool exactly how your brand should look, sound, and act. And listen, this doesn't have to be some overwhelming project. Here's a super simple 5-step process to get you started. First, generate your logo. Then, pick a handful of coordinated colors and maybe 2 or 3 fonts that work well together. Then comes the really important part. Write down your brand voice with key phrases and examples. And finally, create a few reusable templates for the content you make the most. Easy, right? So your brand kit basically has 2 halves. On one side, you have your tangible, visual stuff, your logos, your color codes, your font rules. And on the other side, you've got your voice and your message, the words you use, the tone you take, and the core values you're always trying to hit on. Put them together, and you've got a complete identity. Okay, now this is where it gets really exciting. We're moving from the blueprint phase to actually building the thing. How do we take this brand kit and use it to churn out a constant stream of high-quality, perfectly on-brand content?
So, let's check out a quick success story. Imagine a startup just launching. They need a presence on 5 different social channels, and they need to look polished and consistent from day one. That's a huge task for a small team, right? So here's the brilliant, simple workflow they put together. First, they used a tool called Render Forest to get their logo and color scheme done in about half an hour. Then, they popped that right into Canva to create all their social media templates. And finally, they fed their voice guidelines into Jasper.ai to write all of their copy.
And the result? They were able to pump out over 40 pieces of perfectly on-brand content every single month. They built a consistent presence across all 5 channels in less than a week. I mean, that is the kind of scale and speed we're talking about here. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so you've seen the theory, you've seen the proof. Now, how can you actually do this yourself? This final section is your practical, step-by-step roadmap to becoming your own AI persona architect.
Here it is, a clear, actionable plan. Week 1 is all about strategy. Sit down and document your mission, your values, and your voice. Week 2, you build that initial brand kit using some of the tools we talked about. In Week 3, you start creating your first batch of content. And by the end of Week 4, you can have a fully functioning AI brand persona creating consistent stuff for you. It's that straightforward.
I just want to leave you with this one final thought. Your AI persona, it's not going to be perfect on day 1. And that's okay. You have to remember, perfection isn't the goal here. Evolution is. The brands that are going to win in this new era are the ones that start now, learn from their data, and just keep tweaking and improving. So the real question is, are you ready to start building?